weight, I'm gonna mess up like the equilibrium that like my body's created somehow. I don't even know how that's happened. You don't move, how do you get tired? Well, I mean, like, I go and I do things like on my off days. Yeah, sure, because your body's used to it. Yeah, I mean, really, it seems completely natural to me. And I feel completely fine, man. Let's get you a six-pack. Listen, man, I might work out a little bit, but I don't really, like, get too into that. You know what I mean? You talking to smokers, I feel okay. Well, I mean, also the doctors say I'm okay. I mean, there's that little factor there, right? And, you know, I think that does make me a little bit more confident, too. Do you know anyone personally affected with COVID? Like, let me think. I mean, there's, like, people that I know online that have had, like, coronavirus. I not directly, no, I don't. I know people that know people, but that's it. For me, like, I saw that, you know, I think that a lot of you guys probably saw this, right? There were some guys that were like going on like a spring break beach vacation or something like that on Florida. Let me see if I can find it and show you guys. If I remind myself at the end of this, I'll go ahead and do it. And Corona doesn't exist. Yeah, that's true, dude. And a bunch of one-hats. Well, the thing is, like, people just think that it's fake. You know, like, that's all there is to it. And like, I can see why they think it's fake. I mean, of course, like, the thing is that, like, science and stuff like this nowadays is like, yeah, they think it's fake. Everything nowadays is, like, there are no facts anymore. There are no facts anymore. Like, you can completely live your life in a entirely different worldview than somebody else and think a completely different thing and do completely different stuff. It's actually kind of weird, man. And people think it has to do with fake. Yeah, no, it's really like, I mean, people live in these like fantasy worlds that are like just completely, like they have nothing to do with reality. And it's really scary, honestly. But that's it. It's always been like that. Has it always been like this? I feel like it hasn't been. Because here's the difference, is that back in the day, you'd have a village idiot, right? You'd have, what's a good name for a village idiot? How about Dumbo? So you'd have Dumbo the village idiot. And Dumbo the village idiot thinks that for some reason, trees cause cancer. And birds are fake. Like, birds are actually, like, literally, there are no real birds. They're just completely controlled by the government, and they're used for surveillance. Well, Dumbo's sitting in his house, you know, fucking doing whatever, trying to explain this to people and yelling at them and getting mad. Nobody really gives a shit, right? But what happens whenever Dumbo gets the internet? And then Dumbo talks to Dumby on the other fucking, there's like another village over, Dumbo and Dumby get together, and then they start fucking force multiplying their stupid fucking ideas off of each other. Exponential scaling goes into effect, and suddenly they think the moon landing didn't happen. Now, all of a sudden, everything in the world is fucking fake. And then Dumbo and Dumby, then they find, let's see, who's another one? They find Cletus, and Cletus lives in West Virginia. And man, they never heard about this before, but Cletus said that the White House was a fucking hologram. And now all three of them are fucking exponentially multiplying their stupid fucking ideas. And, you know, then the next thing you know, you've got a million Dumbos and Cletuses going out on a fucking protest because they think that fucking, like, coronavirus is fake. That's how it happens. Because it gives, one bad thing about the internet is that it gives a bunch of dumb people a way to congregate and get together, you know? That's not a good thing, man. And they're free to do so? Oh, they're free to do so, but I'm free to say they're fucking stupid for doing it too. Like, that's all the difference is. And let me see, can I find this here? I'll see if I can show it to you. I saw it today, like, whenever I woke up. And I'll see if I can pull this up. So, like, going to church then? Well, yeah, except for this is even dumber, right? Because, like, at least in church, you don't have, it's like, you don't really know if the bush was burning or not, right? You don't really know if Jonah was in the fish. And so, it's so far removed that it's almost like a mythology. But like this is like real time. Like this is real time provable science that you can just look at and say, okay, that's not fucking true. And then still, even with that, they, it's not like religion, okay? Listen, I know I know that a lot of you guys, you know, hate religion, and I'm not really a big fan of religion either. But at the same time, like, it's not even remotely similar to what I'm talking about. Okay, here, let me go pull this up. I'll show it to you guys, okay? Here it is. This video is Snapchat. Let me see here. So, these guys having fun, obviously. That's good. So that's basically it. You think the people are just ignorant? Yeah, I think they're just stupid young people. Like, here's really what it is, in my opinion, is that it's a lot of, wait, why? Okay, there we go. Here's why I think it is. It's that they don't really understand the idea that, like, if they do that, then it's going to affect other people. Like, they don't get the idea that, like, it doesn't just affect them. And I think that's really why it happens, is because, you know, you don't really have the idea of kind of the shared social responsibility. So they see it and they're like, okay, well, young people don't die to coronavirus hardly at all. I'll probably be fine. And so then they don't think about, like, well, what happens if I transmit it to somebody else? And that's really what it is. And so, like, yeah, they're stupid, but that's basically where their logic is coming from. Never be in water waist deep with that many people. Yeah, I think it's fucking disgusting. Imagine how bad that water smells. I could never imagine being in that place. It's probably the most disgusting, nasty place that you could ever fucking be, man. It's just plain selfish. Well, I think that it's partly selfish, and, like, as I said, like, news, like, everything in the U.S., like, you guys that are in the EU, right? I know I've got a lot of EU guys here. You guys have to understand that everything in the U.S. is partisan. Every single thing is partisan. If Democrats hate cancer, Republicans love it. If Democrats don't like global warming, Republicans love it. Everything is reflexive and partisan. That's all there is to it. Almost every single issue. You can never get everybody to agree on one thing. And that's pretty much it. It makes sense? Yeah. So, listen, if Trump eats a hamburger, Democrats fucking hate hamburgers. They're done with them. They don't want to see them. They don't want to look at them. Nobody fucking wants to deal with it. That's the way it fucking is, man. And it's reflexive. The entire thing is reflexive. It's very, very fucking weird. And it's been like this for, I don't know, maybe like 10 years now. At least maybe that's like whenever I started to notice it. But now it's very common. Like, I think the best example that I can give you guys is net neutrality. So net neutrality became a partisan issue for no reason. It became a partisan issue for no reason. Like, there's no reason for that to be a partisan issue. And just for whatever reason, Republicans decided that, hey, you know, we like net neutrality or we don't like it. And then everybody who's Republican is like, okay, well, we don't like it either because that's what somebody told me to say. You know, that's really what it comes down to, man. People are some coronavirus themselves, self-inflicting. Well, I don't know. Like, the thing is, yeah, I just think that you're dumb if you're going to go out there and, like, go, like, listen, yeah, you're dumb if you're going to go on, like, a beach party or a pool party with coronavirus, like, this early on, right? Maybe in, like, a few months or something like that. We'll see what happens. But, like, right now, it just seems like a bad decision. That's really all there is to it. Just seems like a bad decision. Need a place to belong? Yeah, I know. I think that's really what it is for a lot of people. Like, you're definitely right. But it doesn't make it any less pathetic and any less annoying, man. Don't care what happens to others. Well, I mean, like, I get that. Everyone, what's this here? Shit, so everyone's responsible for themselves. Well, you can say that you don't care about what happens to other people and that you're responsible for yourself. But whenever you get coronavirus and then you have to go to the hospital and then that hospital bed is taken up by you instead of somebody that needs it because they could have prevented, you know, like, because you could have prevented that from happening, like, then that's really where it comes into. Like, obviously, like, you can be selfish, right? And I'm okay with people that are like, yeah, I'm selfish, I only care about myself. Yeah, that's fine. But don't go and pretend like you're not affecting other people. You are. It's just not as directly. Okay, it's people just like, the thing is, like, one thing I don't like is people that want to live in fucking denial, okay? If you want to be a piece of shit, then be a piece of shit. But don't go around and tell me you're a fucking saint at the same time. Or don't act like it's neutral. Be a piece of shit. Like, I used to fucking hate this shit. Whenever people would ninja loot gear, and then they would act like they earned it. No, you didn't, you fucking bitch. You just ninja looted it. You just took it. Just take the gear, laugh in their face, and be a man. Like, if you fucking take it, and then you try to rationalize it and say why you should have had it, get the fuck out of here. Just take the gear and leave. That's it. And you know what? people will actually respect that more than you sitting there trying to rationalize it for fucking hours. Like, that's basically it. Be like, yeah, I took it, fuck you. That's it. And, you know, there's gonna be some people that are gonna be pissed off about it, but like, at the end of the day, that's it. So, you know, that's what I do. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Why do you think that I'm saying it? Of course this is what I do. I remember one time I ninja'd the fucking flame talent of a list resort. And actually, like, if you want me to be specific, Jeff ninja'd it and I paid him to give it to me. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I got the mount without rolling for it. And everybody else, right? Why don't you apply to Twitch Council? Twitch Council. Let me talk about that in a minute, okay? Let me just get into this. Hey, Zach, this is my first time donating to a streamer. I'm 19 and I work in a lumber yard 8 to 5, 5 days a week. Love watching your stream. Wanted to show some love and support. Watch on YouTube when I miss the stream. Hope you have a great weekend. Daddy Craddy, thank you very much to $55. Holy shit. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Watch this, please. That bearded Texan, I don't click on any links, man. I have it right under my donation. I don't click on any links. I really mean that. That's really it. And all this coronavirus stuff annoys me. I go to university in America, but I'm from Iowa, so I had to leave US. I had no idea when I'm going back. It sucks, dude. That's really all there is to it. It sucks. My cat got feline coronavirus last year. The vets didn't inform us how elevated her coronavirus antibodies were. After the 3 or 4 months, she's gone blind and might be FIP, which means death. She's only 1.5 years old. Thanks for streaming, homie. It helps. That fucking sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, honest. Thank you very much. Any shout out to any unemployed or furloughed boys in the chat? Hey, man, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, people got more time to watch my stream and just fuck around, man. I feel like there's a lot of people that, you know, as I said, they take isolation pretty bad. For me, I think it's great. Last week, you replied to my dono saying that you won't give out spots, but you do. I'm just curious why. Because these are people that I've known for, like, over a year. So, like, because I've known them for so long, I wanted to give them a spot, right? And this is, like, a very special circumstance. But in like the norm, no, I don't really give out spots, right? Giving out one spot doesn't mean I just always give out spots, if that makes sense. Overall, yeah, I mean, like, I would be willing to do, like, the Twitch Safety Council thing. Like, I don't know, like, the thing is that I think that they do need somebody in there that, like, knows what they're talking about. But I think, like, Z's and Co., like, you know, those guys know what they're talking about too, right? And so, like, I don't think I need to be there or it's going to be a disaster. I think those guys know what they're doing and they know what to say. You know, that's really all there is to it, man. Yeah, they know what they're doing. I don't feel like it's just going to be, like, a complete, like, SJW circle jerk and, you know, like, nothing important is ever going to happen. I just think that overall, like, I feel like it was a political move or, like, kind of a PR move more than anything. So, like, if you have a situation like that and, you know, like, why would I want to involve myself with that? I don't know. Like, to me, I just want to do whatever I can to make the website better because I do feel like there are a number of things that do matter with Twitch and, like, the rules and the way that the rules are applied and what's fair and what's not. And I'd like to work with them on that, but obviously, you know, that's up to them. That's up to them. That's really what it comes down to. And Miss Loot. And listen, half the people on the council are actually educated. Well, you can be educated, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily know what to do, right? I mean, like, somebody just being educated or having, like, a college degree doesn't automatically qualify you for doing things in, you know, like, tangentially related fields. So if somebody has, like, a college degree in something, like, I know plenty of people with college degrees and they're incompetent as fuck. And I know plenty of people that don't have them and that are not incompetent. But I will actually have to admit, most of the people that I know that are incompetent, there's a larger trend of people that don't have college degrees and have high school educations that are incompetent than college people. Yes, of course, there's going to be a trend, but I don't think that necessarily means that they really know what they're doing or what they're talking about, you know? That's basically it. What's your least favorite raid boss encounter of all time? My least favorite raid boss encounter of all time? Let me think. Least favorite. College degrees like having high item level. That's actually a really good analogy. I like that. Probably botanist. Yeah, I'd say probably botanist more than any boss. Actually, no, Mistress Shazrin, because I stuck around for botanist, but I quit raiding with Mistress. Like, I was like, this is not fun to play. I just don't like it, and I quit. Yeah, I quit on Mistress. I was like, fuck this shit, dude. I'll come Heroic Spine. We killed Heroic Spine I think after one nerf or so, or I think it was 2 nerfs actually, because they nerfed it like 10 times or some kind of fucking bullshit because it was fucking broken at the beginning of the expansion, or the end of the beginning of the raids here. So like, I don't remember it like being like super hard. I think that it was just something that we needed to work on and get better at. And I didn't really dislike Spine of Deathwing a lot because I like kind of the cadence to it, if that makes sense. Van Cleef from Dead Minds, no, dude. Talk about diversity on Twitch Council, be a perfect candidate. Well, the thing is, like, they don't want diversity. Like, they want corporate diversity, not actual diversity, right? I mean, this is the same thing that every company wants. Whenever they say diversity, they don't mean diversity. Like, that's just, it's just, everybody knows that. That's been any time around, like, corporations or any of that kind of stuff. They're just looking to be friendly and stuff like that, and, you know, like, earn brownie points from, you know, special interest groups. That's basically it. Woke capitalism? Yeah, basically. That's pretty much a good way to look at it. They don't mean diversity of thought or viewpoint. No, exactly. Yeah, they mean diversity of like appearance or identity or something like that. They don't care about diversity of viewpoint. That's not important to them. That's why they didn't bring in anybody in there who was like a streamer that's had any sort of like real problems with Twitch before. It's just they always brought in people that had like, you know, perfect clean records and, you know, things like that. And so I understand obviously it would be harder if this song goes on forever, dude. I'm just going to change it. Okay, so yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, sorry, that song goes on way too fucking long. Like halfway through that song, I realized that the only people that could ever stand listening to it are stoned hippies on Woodstock. So, you know, I didn't really want to listen to the rest of it, man. So yeah, virtue signaling, well, it's just more or less like people that just do the same thing. It's kind of like superstition in a way. And I don't know, like, to me, I feel like doing the right thing by everybody is like the main thing, right? And everybody does mean everybody. It doesn't mean like catering to a 1% and trying to make them happy and then having everybody else kind of confined around that 1%. I think it's important to make sure that everybody gets treated fairly and equally. And that's really what matters the most, at least in my opinion. Only Slayer can scare them away? No, I don't think so, man. And when we get to know WoW before they get crushed with the sheer amount of content, you don't really need to know a lot about WoW. And I think that's probably the worst thing about the game right now, is that the game feels like you have to know a lot about it, but the truth is that you don't. And that's the worst combo to have, right? Is that, you know, the game feels like it's hard to get into, but it's actually not. And I feel like that's kind of the problem that WoW's run into. Do you think McConnell's a communist? Well, I mean, like, he does play a rep paladin. So I don't want to say anything, but I'll just leave it at that, okay? So yeah, how about that? Extremely yes. Well, it's not really that complex. I don't know. The thing is, like, I've played the game for so long that actually I might not even really know if it's complex or not anymore, because it's just so much of it is second nature to me. And it would be hard for me to like go back and like replay the game and then like relearn everything. I know that, for example, whenever I play FPSs, that I have such a hard time like learning and adapting to them because I haven't played a game like that for such a long time. And that's kind of a problem, man. So kind of like Path of Exile? Yeah, kind of like Path of Exile. That's good. One of the reasons I don't play WoW, I tried it a few days ago, but it's too much for me at the moment. I would say for you guys that like want to start playing WoW, wait until the pre-patch for Shadowlands comes out. Whenever the pre-patch comes out, the odds are the game is going to be pretty fucking fun. Like, I don't remember a single pre-patch that wasn't fun as fuck. Like, I remember the Mists of Pandaria pre-patch was fucking amazing. The even the WoD pre-patch was awesome. Like all of the pre-patches are really, really fucking fun. Like the BFA pre-patch in Legion was fucking amazing, dude. Like, I was logging on, I wanted to play every single fucking day. And that was really, really enjoyable for me. So I wouldn't really say that's like a bad thing or anything like that. Like the Cattle one? Yeah, the Cattle one was really fucking fun too. The whole thing was fun. The pre-patch seems to be a minor reset. Well, they need to have a major reset. As I said, I mean, I know they're never going to make a WoW 2, but, you know, at the same time, and I always kind of want to see that, something like a major reset to the game entirely. And that would be fucking amazing. Just level the playing field. BFA pre-patch, well, it was the downscaling, and then everybody was able to pretty much get whatever legendaries they wanted. PvP scaling was gone. So you had a ton of people that wanted to PvP with each other and stuff like that. It was a really, really good fucking time, man. Transmog's bad for the game? I don't know. Like, so Transmog does add a lot of content to the game, but the content that it adds isn't necessarily, I don't know if it's like good content in a way. It's just kind of there, and it doesn't make people feel good for doing it. In the same way that, like, you know, getting new gear makes you feel good in the same way. When did you start Mythic raiding in BFA? I started Mythic raiding, like raiding seriously, in Burning Crusade. So I raided like in Karazhan, right? Of course, and I raided in like AQ20 and like fucking ZG and Vanilla WoW. But whenever I actually really started raiding seriously was on Brutalis. So my guild, this is like a few nights before like my guild. Well, no, actually, so another guild had killed Brutalis before we did. And so my guild needed an arms warrior, and their current arms warrior quit the game. And he like transferred servers or like whatever it was. And so there was only one arms warrior online, and that was fucking me, dude. And I logged on, and they brought me into the raid, man. And it was a great fucking time, I'll tell you that. It was a great fucking time. And yeah, I really liked it a lot, man. And the game feels like it's pressuring you to level fast and do the best times. Yeah, I mean, there are like a lot of like kind of pressures in the game, but I think that a lot of that is also player driven too. Yeah, Black Temple, greatest ever. I feel like a lot of the people that thought that Black Temple was a great raid were people that didn't do Black Temple, because all I remember from Black Temple was being, is going through a bunch of trash. Like, there was so much trash in the raid, it was fucking ridiculous. And, like, the bosses, like, a lot of the bosses were super fucking easy. And I don't know, like, it didn't really seem, like, super exciting. Like, the council fight, like, before Illidan, Illidari Council, was really cool. But, this song's too loud, sorry, I gotta change it. Yeah, it's really, I need to make sure that I, like, re-equalize those songs. But, regardless, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And, Black Temple should be named Trash Temple. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, as I said, like, they didn't actually do BT back then, and they just felt like, oh yeah, this is a cool raid because it had Illidan in it. Illidan was like, I guess Illidan was a cool fight. I liked Illidari Council. Let me think. What were the other good fights in Black Temple? Oh, Reliquary of Souls. I love that fight, man. I thought Reliquary of Souls was just like one of the coolest fucking fights ever. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Gurtog? Gurtog was really hard. Like, you had to react fast as fuck to that breath, especially for back then. Karazhan was the best ever. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, man. Let's see. Sunwell was the best raid in BC. I don't know, man. Sunwell being the best raid in BC? No, I think Tempest Keep probably was the best raid, or maybe SSC. I think all the tier 5 content raids were way better than the tier 6 content raids. I also thought that Sunwell was so hard that it kind of forced people into class stacking, and whenever you force people into class stacking, I feel like that's kind of not really good game design. That's my opinion. Dream guest on Allcraft, having anybody? I don't know. I'd like to have Ian on Allcraft. That's definitely what I would say. Yeah. Do a raid ranking? Ranking the raids. Like from what? Like every expansion? Let me think. So in BC, I would say, I don't know which one is better. I personally think the Eye is the best raid. I thought this was the coolest raid because Kael'thas was one of the best bosses. Other than that, I mean, like, Karazhan, I guess, is really cool, but I'm kind of, like, categorizing that differently because it's a 10-man. So, a tier list? You guys really want me to do a tier list? Didn't I do that before? Like, I'm pretty sure I've done that before. Yeah, I'm like 95% sure I did this before. Yeah, I did. Not for bosses. Yeah, I think that I did. Let me just look it up. I can just fucking take a look at it on Google. All right, give me a second. And let's see. Asmongold tier list. There it is. See? Asmongold ranks all WoW expansions and raids. So, I mean, you guys already have it right there. All WoW dungeons makes a tier list. Yeah, I've already done these. It's not, you did it like a year ago? Yeah, I think so. Watch it. I'm not going to watch it. Not for TBC only. For TBC only? You want me to just do it only for TBC? Okay, I feel like I don't really need to make a tier list for that. I just can just say it, right? I mean, I'd say Karazhan is number 1. I mean, Karazhan obviously is number 1. And number 2 is either the Eye or Serpent Shrine Cavern. Number 3 is probably Probably Sunwell, I would say. Number 4 would be Black Temple. Number 5 would be Gruul's Lair. Number 6 is Mags. Number 7 is, or 8, or whatever the fuck it is Battle for Mount Hydro. That's pretty much it, man. People can just watch the old videos. Yeah, I know, man. Please don't watch it. It's so cringy. I'm not gonna watch my own video, dude. Relax. Like, chill out. Of course I'm not gonna do that. That's insane. Do you plan on doing Mythic Jaina mount giveaways before Shadowlands? A Mythic Jaina mount giveaway. How easy is Mythic Jaina? I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, how easy is that? Do it? I could try it. I could try it in just a little bit if you guys wanted me to. I feel like we could kill her pretty easily. You need coordination, but do you really? Like, I mean, and that's an honest question. But do you really? Like, can't you just burn her down? The only thing you